All right, all right. Should be live. I hope we live right now.
It's live.
Yeah, we live right now. Shout out to the family, man. Where the family at, man? Where the family at? Where the family in the building? Let me know, son, family. Let me know y'all with us. We'll have a good show.
Hmm.
Why there ain't nobody here? But okay, here we go. I was about to say, damn, did YouTube shadow ban me or something? Shout out to Urban X, Urban X TV, Black Dot Malcolm. I know they channel got suspended. You know, they was talking about Fauci's email according to their Instagram, and that's public information, and they suspended them because of that bullshit. So shout out to Black Dot, brother Malcolm, the
Salute,
best
man.
father son podcast in the game. We'll see you next week. All right, we'll see y'all next week, man. But keep it up until
And
then.
they coming up on their 200 episode anniversary. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute to them for a monumental milestone and for telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Unadulterated, uncut. They didn't say anything
Yeah.
improper. You know what I mean? But you know these censors, they still out here, man. They these people is not playing quote unquote fair. You know, there's that word is a facade, but yeah.
You know what? I don't even have mine. Let me. All right, family. Fill in the chat room. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you like this video to help the algorithm. We about to go in. But we about to get into a Q&A. I just shared with y'all. We're gonna have a Q&A with the family. For
Yeah.
those who are interested in hold up. For those who are interested in participating and would like to ask a question live with Brother Blue Pill and be on the show, I'm putting the link right here. You go to this link and you what they got to do, Blue, because I'm always on my side. When you click on the link I send you, then what you got to do?
Oh, yeah, when you click on that link, it's gonna bring them into the call queue, or should I say, into the studio, and then you'll be able to bring them in, and they'll be present on video. They can X their video out if they just want to do audio, but they'll be able to come in into the actual program and participate. You know what I'm saying, if they so choose. And we're doing it like this because after our bills and our commentaries, I don't read the comments. You know what I'm saying? I have a very you know demanding day, so I don't get around to necessarily reading comments. And then people will come to my page or DM me, and they be asking questions. I'm like, let's just do it in the general public so everybody can benefit from getting some answers to some things that they probably wanted to know themselves.
Indeed,
You know what I'm saying?
indeed, indeed. I was going like this while he was talking.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to Blue Pill with the nega
And
drip.
and I'll
With
keep it
the
on.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
y'all see that?
Yeah. That Naga drip. That Naga
The-
drip.
yeah.
And we'll
This
start off with that. That's the National Asiatic Galactic Association. You feel me? Because
this
with this piece of art that we're producing called Convos with the Cosmos, we are challenging a lot of concepts, what I'm saying, that Western science has put on our people's neck like a yoke. And admittingly, Western science is saying we don't know anything. We don't know what dark matter is. We don't know how the sun works. They're rediscovering everything that our ancestors already knew. They are bad interpreters and terrible students. You feel me? Because they're just getting around with a lot of their quantum technology to verify a lot of things that our ancestors said 3,000 years ago. So, one of our main notions that we're challenging is that we're Nomo sapiens. We're not Homo sapiens. You know what I'm saying? We
what
don't
that mean,
have
Blue? What that mean, Blue?
the Nomo, right?
Mm.
According to Dogon mythology, they say that they derive from the star system Sirius, and they say that they receive their information through amphibious beings called the Nomo,
Mm.
right? Who are like fish-like beings, you know.
Mm.
And I'm not saying this is a general statement for all people that are melanated, but we all have a cosmic origin. We're not terrestrial. You know what I'm saying? We don't come from Earth plane. We come to Earth plane, right?
Mm.
We are extra special terrestrials. We come from a celestial station, right? So we're identifying the fact that, yeah, we are Nomo sapiens. You know what I'm saying? We got alien DNA, right?
Facts.
That's what they attacking and breaking down right now.
Whew.
So, it's time to just change even how we identify ourselves. We have every right to be self-determining and self-identifying with what we want to identify with. They letting everybody else do it. So we know Homo sapiens in that celestial galactic federation that we can pull together of people that are from different quadrants of space and time that are here. They find themselves on Earth plane as in class. Yeah, let's get together and share this information. Let's utilize these high level observations to really, put down our own standards, our own science, our own mandates, our own ways, our own traditions, our own cultures, right? Totally breaking off and divorcing from that which no longer serves us any purpose. You feel me?
Indeed,
That you
indeed.
got to give back Caesar what is his. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
So,
facts.
and
That's facts.
I'm even proposing that, we have to develop our own dictionary. We have to rediscover or revisit the definition of terms. If we're going to use these terms like God, we have to redefine them so we know what the calibration and the vibration is when we utilize those words. We know that we're not talking about that Gothic definition. Shout out to King Simon. He put something up on that the other day and it made me go in. You know what I'm saying? And I hope I didn't hurt nobody's feelings or step on nobody's toes. But I'm like, we can use these terms like Black God. Let's just redefine them. Let's redefine Black. Let's redefine God. We know that when we talk about Black, we're not talking about the Webster definition of pale. We're talking about cosmic origins once again. We're talking about primordial. We're talking about dark matter. We're talking about essence. When we talk about death, it's not sullen. It's not tied into anglicized concept of what death entails in a Western mind, right? They don't have no way. They're not tapping back and transmigrating back to Sirius from whence you came. So they can't tell your story, so they can't define you. So we should no longer use definition in terms of somebody, you know what I'm saying, with forked tongues, first of all. And, they can't tell your story. They can't tell you who you are. They can't tell you where you came from. They can't tell you what you're capable of, right? They trying to figure their own shit out for themselves. And that's a whole nother definition. That's a whole nother, context. That's a whole nother box. Don't put yourself in it.
Facts. Facts, bro.
So God, geometry of divinity, generator, operator, destroyer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Definitely, Blue. I was just having a conversation with myself, thinking about that in the term God, and thinking about what terms resonate with me more than God. And so I feel you exactly. You gotta, we gotta.
It has a German etymology of Goth, right?
Yeah.
We're not Visigoths. We're not Gothic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna use the terms, let's redefine them. You have the ability to do that in this era. They're telling you that you can redefine everything. They redefine what a man and a woman is, right? They're not taking time to be like, oh, we got to switch it up and change the dictionary. They're forcing you to identify with someone who self-identifies themselves with something else. So you have to utilize that loophole, ride that wave, and do it for yourself, right? Learn how to alchemize. That's all I'm saying.
Who's calling up? I see y'all asking questions in the chat, but I actually want somebody to
Yeah, pull
call
up.
in. Yeah, pull up. I mean,
Pull
I
up.
the link. I pinned the link at the top of the comment section. So all you got to do is click on that link, and you'll be able to come right in the back room, and I could get you on here.
Yeah.
So don't be
Two
scared,
strong.
y'all.
Yeah, 2 strong years ago, right? We did the fungus festival here in Georgia, and we were able to do it on indigenous land, and everybody was able to pitch a tent, and we camped out overnight. So I did a lecture, but I did a campfire lecture. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a lecture where I was talking to the people. I was talking with the people, and it was a dialogue. We started maybe at 9 and went into 1 in the morning, and it was a build. We were able to share information. We were able to build these narratives and add on. So we want to do the same thing here. This is a vast audience of very intelligent beings that be having a lot to add on. They'll hit me up after. So I'm like, let's dialogue, let's build.
We Alexa, I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. I see Alexa. I'm about to bring Alexa back on. Real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out to Blue for sending me some gold water, the sea moss, the multivitamin sea moss, vitamin C joint, the smart moss, and also the silver bullet.
Yes.
So shout out to Blue for sending me all this stuff. This is magical. I've heard so many magical things about this. So make sure y'all get some. I've used this before, and I have yet to try these two. So I got to try these. I had to, Blue sent me the gummies, right? So my son is acting fiend out over them. So I hid them from him, and I couldn't find them to show y'all. So I couldn't even show y'all because I'm hiding this shit from him because he keep wanting more. I'm like, no, you can't eat no more for today. But shout out the gummies.
That was the the tagline was, bet you just can't eat just one.
Yeah, man.
That's the challenge, that you can't eat one of them or two of them joints. You got to be very disciplined. It's a wonderful way to practice discipline because you'll run through, a whole bottle. My lady did once or twice.
Let's get to some of these callers, Blue, real quick. We gonna go in line. Let's start with Alexa. Alexa, what's up?
Alexa.
Alexa, I can't hear you. Hello.
Peace, Alexa.
Are we gonna have to move on, Alexa?
I thought she was gonna hit us with the Alexa voice. I was gonna fall.
Let me see how do I. Okay. All right, let's go to Steve T. Steve T, what's up, my brother?
How y'all doing, fellas?
Peace, God.
All right. What's up? Peace. You got a question, my brother, or a comment? Anything?
I got more of a just thank you, man. I got through a lot of stuff back when I first got to this side of the state. I'm in Michigan now.
Yeah.
I've been a follower over 10 years. Before I seen your face, man. But I know
right.
Back then when I seen some lectures and I said, I know that's Brother Rich right there.
right.
And I was right though. But
you picked up on it, huh?
Yeah.
Man, that's
and shout out to your brother Red. I like the pillars and what y'all bring to the table was incredible. And don't let these people think now that the message need to be watered down because we keep saying a lot of stuff, especially y'all. But you always bring a new flavor to it. And it's just a shout out and just show y'all much respect and love. And the questions, no questions, just love and respect. Y'all fellas take care, and I'll sit back and enjoy the show.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks for calling in.
Peace,
all
right, peace. Shout out to that brother Steve T, man. I definitely appreciate your support, my brother. All right, let's get to Clayton Holmes, man. Clayton, what's good, my brother?
Hey, greetings, my brother.
Greetings, peace.
You got a question or a comment, my brother?
Yeah, man. First of all, I just want to say it's an honor, man. I got to know Blue Pill and you guys through Bada. So, man, it's just an honor to just listen to you guys. So, my question is, I have realized that I need to relearn everything that I was taught. I know for a fact that we so-called Black people were on this earth first. We started everything, and my question is, how do we lose it all, my brother? How do we lose everything?
Well, we haven't lost everything. You know what I'm saying? When something has a date or beginning, it has a term. You know what I'm saying? Because anything with a proverbial beginning has a proverbial end. That's why in the lessons, the prophet says there was never a time when man was not, right? And even with Elijah Muhammad, with the messenger, he talks about, there never was a time when time was not. And the years that he talk about is in trillions, if he was to put a time to it. And then when you prescribe a time to something, there's something called entropy, that eventually sets in, that you do something you know, for so long until you reach a level of a decline, you know, because technically everything that goes up has to go down. And we see that in markets. We see that in the fluctuation of everything in society. You know, nothing can remain one way all the time. There has to be change, because with change, you get a level of diversity. You get to challenge yourself. You get to do it all over again. If you hit your pinnacle and you've mastered everything there is to master, and this is a school, you know, then what else is there left to do? You know what I mean? And this is something that, like, when I was a child and I was introduced to history, when I was introduced to the concept of the past, because I would have a recurring dream. And in my dream, I couldn't see myself, but I always would see like my feet. And my feet was in sandals, and I was walking across like desert. And the desert, it had rubble, but it also had like temples. You know what I mean? And it was a very ancient, antiquated time. And then I would go and I would go to the museum, I would look at pictures, I would look at encyclopedias, I would come across a lot of these different temples, and I'm like, oh, that's what they look like when they was built. But these, even when you look in the past, you look in Sumer, you look in Kemet, you look at Angkor Wat, you look at in Indus Kush, like these were high society edifices, these structures and these monuments where man does not have the capacity or capabilities even today to build that. So man has fallen. The story of this place, right, is a mythological story about the fallen that continue to fall. So the story of Earth is of the fallen. You know what I mean? But we have showed that we have had the capacity to not only get up, but be at a height where the evidence of what the marvels of the science that we were able to conjure and to tap into, the evidence of it is still standing to this day. You can go all around the planet and see it. Whoever did this was beyond genius, and that's the genius that we're looking to attain. So we shouldn't be comfortable. Maybe we got too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we got too comfortable and we had to do it all over again. But the evidence of what we are aspiring and attaining to, even a piece of it, is staring us right back in the face. We got a lot of work to do. And you know, I just think that our adversary is just a reminder of that. It's a catalyst to change and to you not to be comfortable. Let me share this with you just real quick, bro. Like, I want us to think about the gravity of what I'm about to share with you, right? According to the narrative, and we all just witnessed this last cycle. I don't say last week anymore, right? The last cycle, right, which would have been Monday or Tuesday, we were celebrating the 100-year anniversary of Tulsa. So these were people that they're telling you were 10 or 15 years removed out of slavery, right? Half of a generation removed from slavery. They say that a majority of them got there by the Trail of Tears. They said that they were slaves, that they walked there barefoot. Now I'm gonna tell you where the Trails of Tears derive from: Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and the Carolinas. After they found gold in the North Georgia hills, right? They did something called the Yazoo land fraud or land deal, where they snatched mad acres from indigenous people and they were giving it to Europeans, right? And then they drove those people all together off the land when Andrew Jackson came in with the Indian Removal Act. So they ran them people out, right? And they say that those indigenous, quote unquote, Indians and everybody who, you know, got family in the South know when they talk about Cherokee, we know who they talking about. So they say, oh, those highly melanated indigenous people had melanated slaves with them, and somehow they miraculously disappeared when they got to Oklahoma, but the slaves stayed and they was able to clean themselves up, right? And then you know, the allocation of 40 acres, which quote unquote one slave was supposed to be, you know, afforded, is what they built Greenwood on, right? But the brother Hurley, he came in, Gurley, should I say, he came in, he bought up 40 acres. But just keep in mind, that's what one piece of parcel of land, 40 acres, can do. You can build a city. So one ex-slave has the capacity to build a whole city out, right? These were people that were depriving you of your sense of being in your sense of self and your sense of identity and considered you less than a man, but they was gonna give you 40 acres with a mule. So keep that in mind. So boom, they turn around, right? And in less than 10 or 15 years after being removed from slavery, they're telling you that these people were able, with no back reference, to build out a low-key cosmopolitan city, right? A small city amongst themselves, do commerce, but look, but the individuals, the titans of industry were able to not only master their particular craft, but be the best at it. I'm reading the articles. They like, yo, this person was the best in the country at this. This person was the top doctor. I'm like, bro, you talking about ex-slaves. Where did they learn to read? Where did they learn to write? Right? Where did they go to school to get the accreditation necessary to be top lawyers? You got to pass a bar for that, B. Somebody's not telling the truth. And if they want us to believe that narrative and that story, then we have to take it upon ourselves to say, this is the illest American story never told. These are the greatest American heroes that America has ever seen. And we have to advocate for that, because they were able to attain what is considered the aspirational goals of people that come here, the immigrant class, and the people who were born here, right? What is the pinnacle of success in the work world? You want your children to be a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, right? For the most part, president, you know what I'm saying? Teachers. And then, of course, you know, people got their own niches, but I'm saying in general, right? Part of dominant society. That is what America is considered. That's the epoch of the aspirational ladder that America represents. How is our people able to do that in such a short amount of time, right? At such a level, right? And then the whole country knew about them, because I'm reading the articles. The whole world might have even known about them. How are they able to bury this story for 100 years, bro?
All right, I want to get to some more callers real quick, Blue, because I don't want.
I'm just drawing that out to you to say, look at what we got in us, right? So even when we talk about falling, look how we bounce back.
Word.
That's who we are. Because there ain't nothing that we ain't ever done before. Peace.
Word. Peace, God. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate it, my brother. All right. Shout out to Clayton for coming through, representing, showing love.
Peace to God.
All right, let's get to Alexa. I think this is Alexa that the first time.
Okay.
Alexa, what's up? You can hear me? Alexa.
Peace.
Your audio. I can't hear you.
Okay, it's coming in now. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, first, hello.
Okay.
How are you guys?
Yes.
How you doing? I hope all is
We're
well.
amazing. We're doing better now that we know that you don't got the Alexa computer
My
voice.
question to you guys.
Yeah, your reception, Alexa.
I get that all the time.
Yeah.
But my question to you guys is, so my family and I, we want to travel. With everything going on with COVID, you know, with the vaccine and all that stuff, we're not getting vaccinated, and we don't plan on doing it. But eventually we plan on moving to the West Indies, and I know a lot of these islands are starting to have a mandate for the vaccine. So what are you guys doing to travel, or are you traveling, or do you have suggestions on how we could get past the whole vaccine to be able to travel?
Blue, you heard it? You heard it, Blue?
Yeah, I absolutely did hear her.
Okay.
And, you know, that's the conversation for the summer, because a lot of people want to move around. A lot of people are moving around already, you know, and I'm asking people and inquiring. I'm like, did you take the test? You know what I'm saying? Do you have any level of or any form of exemption? Like, how are you doing it? So I'm still gauging from people that I'm asking, you know, how they're doing it. You know, me in particular, I got a vaccination exemption card. You know what I'm saying? So I make my rounds. And you will have to reach out to somebody that can be able to get you that. You know, the conversation that I was having over the strong end, people were coming to me and speaking about reaching out to Dr. Phil Valentine. Some people were asking me for the information, and some people were telling me that they was intending to follow up on the information, you know. And there might be other people in the community that are dealing with that. You know, I don't know every resource, you know what I'm saying, this furnishing an exemption or some form of whatever it is you need to get around, whatever you need to get around. But different countries have different you know, criteria that they're looking for. You got to contact them and you got to figure out how you could work that out. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much all that I can share with you in regards to that. But I'm seeing a lot of people travel. I'm imagining that they must be going to get them tests though. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking time to answer my call. I appreciate you guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Indeed. Yeah, man. You know, I be asking all the people in Mexico, how did you do it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had my phone on mute. My fault, Alexa. I had my phone on mute. But thanks for calling in. I was talking. I'm sorry, Alexa. Thanks for calling and showing support. And that was a very important question for these times. Before we go to the next caller, two things. The workshop yesterday was off the hook. It was Chicago. It was Chicago's best one yet. Oh,
he's in rare form, huh?
He was in rare form. He dropped it on the metaverse. He went ham. There was a brother in the chat earlier that said, you didn't get the link. Email me personally so I can investigate and see what's going on with your email, because I sent the link out at least 8 times through Eventbrite just to make sure everybody get it. So email me personally, brother, whoever that was, and I'll see exactly what was going on. Yeah, Asher said it was amazing. Yeah, right? Let them know, Asher. Yo, it was off the hook. Yo, for those who are still interested, you could get it through my Cash App, Black Magic 363. The Cash App is on the screen. You send $150. Make sure you leave your email, and I'll send it right over to you. That's how until I get my website up and going. But for now, just do it through Cash App, and I'll send it right over to you. But it was mind blowing, y'all. I mean, the information I never heard before. This dude is a beast with it. He's the best when it comes to this type of information. And shout out to Chicago Bitcoin Bully. Word up.
Yes, indeed. Salute to both of you. Salute to Urban X. You know, that because they finally made their connection and tapped in. So
Dot was in the workshop. Dot showed support. He bought a ticket.
Okay.
He was in the workshop. He was there learning, man. So shout out to Dot.
Yeah. Salute to Dot. Salute to Malcolm. Salute to everybody who stepped to the plate. You know, who wants to upgrade their information and really tap in, especially during this downtime. If you would, you know, it's about the education and information. So you really have the impetus right now to just sit down and learn. And that, you know, feel compelled to jump in the game once things is a little bit slowed down.
He in the chat, my brother Chicago. Shout out, he in the chat. He's like, damn, I dropped in just as you was talking about last night. Man.
That energy. That's energy on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the young legend right there.
Yeah,
the young legend right there.
You know,
somebody asked about the beautiful video shoot in Atlanta. I'm gonna have an update on that next week. So I'm gonna give everybody an important update on the video shoot for Juneteenth in Atlanta next week. With that being said, let's get to some more calls. All right. Let's get to who's this? Lefty 7. Lefty 7, what's happening, brother? You got a question or comment?
Peace. Yeah, I got a comment.
Peace. Yes, sir.
The question I had was, I hear a lot when we say that we are our ancestors. I am, because we are, and you know, I hear like certain spiritual teachers talk about we have angels and our ancestors are watching us, and with all the trials and tribulation and slavery and having Malcolm, Martin, and they're our ancestors, it doesn't really seem as though our ancestors are given are we using that using our ancestors in a way that shows that they're well, they say we are our ancestors supposed to be having our backs, but we still going through hell out here. It's like, how is it that not to be pessimistic, but it's like, how is our ancestors still rooting for us? We got all these ancestors that should be doing a lot more than we should be a lot more further than we are based on the ancestors that we had previously.
Yeah, I've been asked this question on multiple occasions. You know, even when people talk to me about aliens, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the way that it was explained to me, because it was, right? When I had an opportunity, these are questions that I asked. And they said, we can't intercede on your behalf, right? This is an issue that you have been ordained with something that they don't have, which is a physical body, blood flowing through your veins, right? And the capacity to make choices and decisions. This is a situation that all of the watchers are watching. You got to figure it out, because man came here, right, to be solution based. You have a brain because you have to be able to computationally figure some shit out and then work it out. So if this is school, right, those are the people that are the taskmasters and the teachers and the master teachers. But as the student, you still have to master this course. And it's not as look, somebody need their ass whooped, point blank, period. That's not the ancestors' job. That's people that know somebody around them, hint, hint, need their ass whooped. Your failure to do such is now, it's a blight on your ancestors. It's not your ancestors' fault, because the warrior spirit of them is in your blood. You got 1 trillion soldiers rolling with you, but if you don't set it off, they not on command. You got battalions of ships waiting, but you got to set it off, because if they set it off, then they're gonna set it off on you too, right? The magic is in the momentum of the moment. You got to be moving and accelerating and moving in faith to know that God got your back. You can't be still, stationary, and sedentary talking about where y'all at, because they always here. And even in this aspect, they work through things. They work through things energetically, though, right? I mean, how else are they gonna do it? They don't have physical form. They're gonna drop kick somebody. Yeah, if you don't fight, nobody can jump in, right? When your mama bring you back and you got to set it off, it's not on her to swing. It ain't on your father to throw a kick in. You gotta start squabbling, and then when it spill over near them, they be like, my baby. You know what I'm saying? But if they show up and fight, how that's gonna look? They're gonna go back and be like, yo, that wasn't a fair one. Now they're gonna go and get their big brother, right? So the rules is different down here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody show up to look at exhibition fights with Mayweather and Logan, right? But they don't bring that into the real world. You feel me? We'll show up to watch it as an exhibition. Oh, he need his butt kicked. All right. Well, what about the rest of them?
I understand. That's true. They see you, our ancestors, things we learned from our ancestors. We should be able to.
Yo, they move through currency as energy. So the whole crypto play, to me, again, I keep saying, right? And this is Market Metaphysics Moon Day. Your ancestors set up these plays specifically because it's everything that we wanted and asked for. So if something is beyond the physical realm, it's called metaphysical, right? Where does this metaverse exist? Where does this cryptocurrency exist? Or beyond the physical? This shit is metaphysical. This the metaphysical community. Why are we not owning this space? You feel me? And understanding that our ancestors will work through us.
Right.
Lefty, I want to thank you for the question. I want to get to I want to get all the callers in.
Peace. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate it, brother.
Peace, God. Thank you.
Shout out to Lefty7 with a very important question. Yeah, I got your email. I'm gonna take care of you, Haiku. I believe your name is after the broadcast. I'm gonna investigate that after the broadcast. Let's see. I got a lot of fellas. What's up with the ladies? Me and Blue be talking about when the ladies, they can't just jump on camera. They gotta get ready. I can't just ask the ladies just
like,
jump
hold
on.
on. I ain't know. My hair's in a bonnet.
Come on, ladies. I need some ladies calling in.
Yeah, you got a bonnet pass tonight. It's all good.
You know, it's all good. Let's get to Relentless 6. Relentless, what's good, my brother? You got a question?
Peace, God.
Peace,
yeah,
God.
I got 2 quick questions if you don't mind, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Get it.
The first question, when it come to you, Brother Rich, when it come to Blue, Red, AA, Rashid, all of these conscious thinkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like when it comes to all of y'all across the board, y'all all have a specialized knowledge on how to think and how to move in order to make things manifest in your life to where y'all can be so helpful of so much value to the people. So my question is, how does the everyday person that may be working or whatever the case may be, busy schedule, how do they tap in to that manifestation energy to start changing their life and live a more freer life like you guys and all of these master teachers? How do you tap into that energy? That's the first question. And the second question is more or less for you, Blue. I don't know if it was you or if it was Red. Y'all had a video, and in the video at the end, I think it was Red. At the end of the video, he had his hands up, and he was not praying towards the altar, but he was to an altar, and he had his hands up. Let me see if I could switch this. I got the Book of the Dead, and on the front of the Book of the Dead, they're doing the same thing. I can't flip my phone, but I can't flip it, but I'm gonna just try and flip it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
We know.
So I kind of just wanted to get some clarification on as far as like praying to an altar and giving that energy to that as well to start manifesting positive things in your life as well.
Yeah, so just to start out with your question on how do we tap into, everybody got like a superpower. And I say this all the time, and I mean this with all my heart and soul to you, brother. Solitude, solitude, solitude. I know you got a busy life. You have to find a way to get by yourself, be by yourself, because that's the only time you can actually listen. It's so much static. It's like, when you tune a radio station and there's static, and then you trying to find 98.7 and you finally find it and the music is playing. With everything going on, that's static. So when you finally get by yourself, you finally start to hear the music coming to you. So my thing would just be, brother, you gotta find a way to tap into something, to tap into some solitude, brother, to be by yourself and just listen. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Like let's use Kwame Brown for example. And he keeps saying, "Mama's cooking, mama's cooking, mama's seasoning."
Yeah,
that's specifically for his soul and his spirit. You have a verbiage, you have a vernacular, you have words that specifically resonate with you, and you will only know that by tapping into the spirit realm through solitude. What we do is we hear somebody else be successful and we try to copy what they're doing, but what they're doing doesn't work for us. That's why they say know thyself. It's not a community thing, it's an individual soul thing when they say know thyself. No man can help you like you can help you. So just solitude, brother, and find out what resonates with you, because what resonates with you don't really resonate with me, Blue Pill, and everybody else to the full extent of things. You know what I'm saying, brother? But go ahead, Blue.
I'm a grown consolidation of my youthful younger self. So I used to have that voice in my head as a child. Some people will call it an imaginary voice. I've lived with it long enough to know that it's more than that, because it's been there for me. I can trust it. You know what I'm saying? So I have conversations with myself, and I always sit in solitude, and I'm able to listen to myself. So I knew what 2020 was about when I seen it. I'm like, oh, I've been there before. I'm like, it's not going to be as easy for people, because these are things that I had involuntarily had to do. When I first came into consciousness, I didn't have a peer group in 2000 and 2001. I had to develop that. So I was by myself a lot, figuring this shit out on my own. And I had become like a monk, like a hermit, right? To get into my own assignment, I had questions that I had to ask of myself that only myself could answer. You know what I mean? And even you can be at work and still be in hermit mode if you figure out how to really listen to yourself and tap in and tune out what's going on around you. That comes from meditation and breathing. That's how I magnified it, right? Well, I was able to, I was a daydreamer in my younger years, so I can switch on and block everything out and just focalize on what conversation is taking place in my mind. and I asked questions of my higher mind, and my higher mind would answer, and I would listen. And when I move with that inspiration and that information, and it checks out, then I gain more trust in it, more confidence in it, and I ask more
Right.
questions. You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta, on your days off, you gotta be like, yo, I'm just I'm turning all of these devices off, and I'm going in nature. I'm just gonna walk in nature or sit down in nature. You know what I'm saying? And we utilize plant medicines, but it's not always necessary for that. Sometimes you could just be chilling. Sometimes you could just roll up. Sometimes you could just, you know what I mean? Just listen to what is being said in solitude and in silence, and ask those questions. I used to, even then, I would ask questions out loud in environments like that. And then I remember being intentional and going to there's a tech in the obelisk in Central Park that we used to do a lot of ceremony at. And I was so adamant about being a vessel for this information, and to be used by by the ancestors and higher frequencies, that I would make those declarations, you know what I'm saying, in the presence of those ancestors, to be like, yo, throw me the alley-oop, I'm gonna dunk it. You feel me?
Right.
Throw me the
Right.
alley-oop, I'm gonna dunk it. Like, use me to get it done. And those was declarations that I made. You feel me? So when we talking about the altar, that particular posture is dealing with sending energy from the left, from the heart, is myrrh, right? Kemet, they would
Mm.
call it myrrh. So he's sending energy, through the ancestors, identifying an aspect of what we conceptualize to be external or outside of us, but it's inside of us. You can close your eyes and meditate and do it, or you paying reverence and respect because those fixtures were made there as reminders. You know what I'm saying? That's food. It's lessons in it, in the interpretation in it, in the geometry of it, in the color and the posture of it, in the positioning of it. All of that is intentional. Is lessons in all of that. You feel me? Our ancestors
Yeah.
was that cold. So if we want to wake that thing up that's inside of us dormant, it's something like, I remember that. You feel me? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I was talking about with
I
them
got you.
sandals. Like, I walked on this side of this planet and bore witness to this before. You feel me?
Mhm.
I gotta wake that up inside of myself and integrate it in my modern day reality as well. That's a whole nother lesson.
And brother, before you leave, I could tell, I'm very intuitive. I could tell you really want to know this shit, brother.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could, I could, I
Yeah.
could, I could, I could feel, I
I
could
can see
feel
it.
you. I could feel that shit coming from you. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way you won't get the message. A brother like you, there's no way the universe won't talk to you. So you just gotta
And
listen. But the message will get to you. The way
and
your
yeah,
vibes come off, it will get to you, brother. So though you
and
ain't got to worry about that. It's just, are
you
you
know,
willing to find that space for you to listen? But yeah, Blue, we got a
I
full pack. We got a
all
pack
right.
room. So I want,
I
yeah,
I feel you. I just want to say this. I make bold claims. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I stand on them because they're verifiable, and I never say it out of ego. So when I put a post up, I say, yo, Chicago crypto is single-handedly the most important voice that we're supposed to be listening to as a community right now. Because I put a post up and I asked people, if you didn't have to work a 9 to 5, what would you do with your life? What would you be doing with your free time and your energy? And everybody was speaking about all of these high vibrational things. So I'm like, your 9 to 5 is holding you back from being your true self, from being the better
Yeah.
version of yourself, from being a light worker. Because they was talking about the things like that we out here doing because we have that level of freedom financially, right? That we can manifest. So the brother is offering the tools, the keys, right, to free yourselves up from this mental and physical bondage, checking in with these people, being around their energy, being subject to their, you know what I'm saying, their lack of love for themselves because they recessive. And we gotta sift through that just to get to the check, to the bag, so we could bring pennies back and break those pennies down into fractions and pay other people. Like, that's corny. So if we could achieve financial freedom as a community, imagine how much work we could be doing on this planet. And like, you know, all of that answers all of these other questions, right? We would figure out who need their butt kicked and how they need to get whooped. But you whoop them just by taking your energy away from them and concentrating it on self and community. That's how you really beat them.
That's facts.
Feel me? So
Hey,
peace, thank you, brother, for that.
I appreciate the question, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Love.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Let's let me get to my brother King Simon real quick. I see my brother King Simon. King Simon, what's happening?
Simon.
King Simon, I forgot to shout you out in the beginning. Telling people you're one of the best when it comes to numerology. How can they get in contact with you, my brother?
Look at Dr. Saving.
That's right.
That's right. That's how you get in contact with me, through Dr. Saving. It's a mathematical genius. Yo,
right.
Anytime y'all want to text me for a numerovation session, please. I done look like Brother Blue said, I done created my own word. It's going into the lexicon dictionary. It's already in the urban dictionary. We got to create our own narrative. Done deal.
Bro,
Done deal.
You said it. I got phone calls later that day where I had to briefly explain, because some people got their toes stepped on and they felt a certain way.
Oh yeah.
You know, you put the post up about God. You know, that's a Gothic term. And I'm like, look, if we have the definition of terms. I learned that, you know, in the Moorish situations, right? You have to know the definition of terms before you go into any contractual any engagement. You have to define it. When we filling your paperwork out, definition of terms. I can't think that you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I have to define the terms. Look, this is specifically what I mean when I say this. So we should specifically know when I say peace, God, when I say I'm a black God, right? In the midst of all of this other noise going on, people arguing about other people's definition, I'm like, no, I'm primordial, right? I come from the essence.
That's right.
That's where this magic is taking place.
That's right. That's right.
From whence I come is from whence I shall go back to.
Go back to. That's why that Sankofa symbol is so important. Fetching. Fetching back. Going through the back.
We know what the multicultural and multi-contextual, you know, aspect of it is when we use this lingo, because as dancehall and as hip hop, we have already reconfigured, recalibrated, and redesigned through rhyme, through rhythmic rhyme and incantation, all of the meanings of these words already. And then now, if we listen, the grunting and the tonality that's coming back in music by way of reggae, by way of hip hop, and by way of Afrobeat, we already got a new language. When they be like,
we already, hey,
know
Blue.
What that means.
Hey, Blue. James Brown had his own language. Come on now. James Brown had his own language. Hey! Yo, but I wanted to say something about what you were saying to the brother. Remember when Dr. Blair used to teach us about listening to our own frequencies?
Yes.
Dr. Blair used to say we can hear our own frequency. Shout out to that elder. From that time he taught us that, I have not stopped hearing my own frequency in my head, even in the midst of noise. I still have that frequency, and it's a fine, thin frequency. But when you tap in the, like Brother Rich and you were saying, in the silent moments, that frequency get louder. The frequency that each one of us was created on, it gets louder and louder and louder.
Yeah, you got to know it, and I'm gonna tell you, I know it because, and Simon, like, shout out to you, bro, because very few people was there from the beginning, and you know about the highs and the lows. I use a lot of my cautionary tales to tell stories that hit the hardest, right? So I was in a situation where Spirit told me do not do something explicit, and I did it anyway, and I had the feeling of what it feels like when Spirit pull back and you don't got that voice connection no more. It is the scariest feeling in the world when you throw a thought out and you don't got nothing bouncing back and you just by yourself here. And you don't got no guide, that shit feel crazy.
Frightening.
You don't want that. So that's evidence that a voice exists. That's evidence that a guide exists. That's evidence that you have a silver cord connected you to a big homie.
That's right.
I got spanked.
That's right.
You don't want that. You don't
That's
want
right.
that.
Let me mention that number again. If people want to text me for a new motivation session, please text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. I still have a list. 347-496-1022. Thanks to Brother Rich and many others that but specifically Brother Rich. He has helped me just like I've helped him. And Blue, I will be there at the altar candy. Let them know I'm going to be at the altar
Indeed,
candy.
yes, indeed.
We're going to bring the
Assignment will
mathematics of the
be
altar.
in Atlantis, June 27th for our next Altar Candy Symposium demonstration. They've been asking about you. You came and you gave them just a glimpse.
Just a glimpse.
And yeah. You know, they can't get enough. So we are building this bridge, you know, this concept that Bobby and our master teachers always spoke about, building the cosmic bridge between North and South, East and West. You know what I'm saying? We are the fulfillment of our master teachers, you know, higher aspirations, man.
Yes. I
So,
say.
up and lower, the king and the queen, you know, of what New York and Atlanta represents. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Blue, did you see that breakdown that Kamene broke down when he went to and talked about our ancestors from our mother, father on both sides 400 years from now? 400 years before? Yo, he counted it all out. He got it sent to him from one of those statistics places. How many ancestors from our mother, father, 400?
Right. 400 years.
Yo, it's a lot.
It's a platoon.
It's a lot of people.
That's why I told her, brother, you got trillions with you.
Lots of us.
Through your bloodline. Do you understand how far the blood go back? And like you said, this is a 400-year window. You mob deep, bro. You filling up the stadium.
Yo,
you feel me? Call upon them, activate them, wake them up.
Yo, Rich, you gotta bring Kaba High Water on, man. Let him break that down. I'm gonna give you his number, Fetty, if you don't have it. I'll give you his number.
Send it to me tonight because you said that. I'm gonna have him on next week. Send it to me tonight, my brother.
Just the gravity, just real quick, because he's the number man as well. Just the gravity of the moment, y'all. You are one out of 70 million sperm that made it, right? That's just for one blast off. That's more people than there are on the planet. That's how many you had to compete with to get here.
That's
right. You feel me? How much life you think that you carrying?
That's right. That's why
came. Come on now, stop playing.
That's why Dr. Africa always said, if you think holistically, both the male and the female are pregnant with the children that will ever have in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
Women have their ovum and men have their sperm, that light. So we are always pregnant. That's why it has to be a holistic perspective with family.
You got trillions of cells, then you already a trillionaire. You possess trillions.
That's
Claim it, own it. Right?
That's
trillions of ions. It's in there. It's in you.
That's right.
Fuck that outside, you know, semblance of that shit ain't nothing.
The noise.
You the currency, man.
That's right.
You the crystal currency. You the crystal. Tap into your crystals. Tap into the crystal in the center of the earth and the goddamn sun. Look, man.
Look. I know you got many more people, Rich. I just wanted to come on and show love, man. Thank you very much. Thank y'all very much. I will see you in Georgia. I'll be in Georgia from Father's Day weekend anyway. So I don't know if Rich, you coming down or you're not coming down?
I'm gonna let everybody know in a couple of days. I gotta figure some things out. Yeah,
I'll be out there for like 2 weeks when I come down. So we cool if you want to be there. All right,
cool. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Peace, love. Peace.
All right. Yes, definitely. Damn, I was just about to say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. Something. All right. Anyway, let's get to a sister real quick.
Okay.
Shabazz, what's going on, my sister? How you doing?
Hi there.
You got a question, Queen?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. So I hear you guys always talking about the Virgo power. So I just had a question about that. I'm a Virgo. Birthday is August 31st.
Okay.
Just a little, curious because I know so many Virgos. I know about 6 Virgos with my birthday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My so numbers are important to me. My granddaughter's birthday is August 13th, and my daughter-in-law's birthday is August 1st. So I kind of call us the beginning and the ending, because she's the beginning of the month and then I'm the end.
Yes.
So I'm just also, just wondering, why do you mention that Virgos are so important?
Again, me, my personal story, I've always been very compatible with Virgos, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, in terms of my connection with them.
Okay.
The milestones in my life that I can think about when I was propelled into, acceleration into higher places, it was always working or with the help of a Virgo.
Okay.
Um, so I know that the sign means, helpers. They are the health practitioners. They represent, the Virgo as a glyph
Yeah.
represents the woman. She is the matriarch or the mother of the zodiac. So she encompasses all of the zodiac. She is the nurturer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Whereas Cancer, is mother. You know what I'm saying? But Virgo is woman. She's
Right.
pregnant with all of those signs. Um,
Okay.
and but it's a balance because that's just a identification of a particular energy, right?
Hmm.
So you will find Virgo men, they will be emotional but balanced, intuitive, you know what I'm saying, but very loyal. It's just a very interesting dynamic about how you see energy move through people, and it's
Right.
consistent. You know what I mean?
It's
I've never
very
met a Virgo
consistent.
that's not a Virgo.
Right. Like it's
You
very
feel me?
consistent because
Yeah.
I just want to state that, well, I've had two divorces, but anyway, that has nothing to do with this. But in those two divorces, both of the men were very down, and I brought them up.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So
Virgo
I
gonna
feel
raise
like
the
I was
roof.
a help to them, and they
Yeah.
appreciated and still
You are
love
a
me to this
nurturer. Yeah.
day for
You are a
that. Yeah.
nurturer. You cultivate, you know, Virgos, they're able to curate and cultivate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because a Virgo is an analyzer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Pay
Right.
attention to details.
Right. Okay.
Like AZ visualizes. You know what I'm saying? So that analytical property, and as a helper and a nurturer, you're gonna see
Hmm.
things in them and be specific to go and heal it and help it.
Right.
So they're gonna benefit
Exactly.
from what comes naturally within you. So shout out to the
Okay.
Virgos. Everybody need a Virgo
Okay.
in their life. Y'all
Virgo
bugging.
power.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
thanks for calling,
Thank you
sis.
so
I
much.
appreciate it. All right, peace.
Peace.
Shout out to Shabazz, representing for the Virgos. All right,
Big Virgo
let's
gang.
I gotta make room. Okay, let's get to Fadzilla 29.
Wow.
Fadzilla,
Yo.
what's going on, my brother?
Oh,
Peace,
my
peace,
brother.
peace, peace.
Firstly, before I ask my question, I just
Yes.
want to thank you both for all
Thank
of the
you.
love and guidance you lot have projected at me over the last decade. Words
Oh,
could
thank you.
never explain.
Mhm.
And your brother and your twin brother, you two, you're magic. You're magic.
Mhm.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if
Thank
you
you.
can hear
Thank
from my
you.
accent. I'm from the UK. So,
What's up, brother?
yo,
Yeah.
and I'm calling you from
The man
Tanzania right
them,
now.
UK
Wait,
fam.
hold on.
Yeah.
Where you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Tanzania right now.
Woo,
And
Okay.
okay.
if it weren't for you guys' powers that I was channeling on my journey throughout this whole thing, the ups and downs of this part of this adventure,
Yes.
I wouldn't be in this. I wouldn't be on the motherland right now. I'm doing
Mm,
all of our work.
mm.
Wow. That's one of my,
Beautiful.
So
that's one of my
yeah,
aspirational destinations. I have to make it to Tanzania this year. So salute to
yeah,
you
man.
for already, putting feet in dirt. Yeah, man. But I'm coming.
Woo!
Coming.
I
Trust
love
me.
you guys, man. But
Yeah.
my question, I weren't sure on it, but yeah, I think my question is gonna be, as the Queen just before mentioned herself being a Virgo, I come just a step after her. Her sign, she's carrying my scales, and we all know what balance is about on this journey, or we're trying to
Yes.
get to know anyway. So what I'm gonna ask you, Blue, for you to articulate in the beautiful way you do is, What do you, how do you break down the Libra scales, and why would you say the Libra scales are the only zodiac sign that are not represented by an animal or a human crossed with an animal?
Good question, brother. Shout out to my son. My son's a Libra. Go ahead, bro, Blue.
Right, because the Libras are the ones that are between life and death. Right, the scales exist between Virgo and Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it used to be consolidated as one sign. So Libras is where the test or the weighing of the heart takes place, because the zodiac is key, because that's the sign that is mythologically accredited with the killing of Orion, the hunter, or Saul, and the sun. Right, the sun gets taken down in Scorpio and Sagittarius again. Now that's going into the 13th sign.
Sorry to cut you. Even I think they used to be three signs in one, because even Scorpio's claws used to be looked at as the Libra scales. They're one and the same thing. So I think it was even 3 in 1 back in the day, called Ovid or something like that. But sorry, continue.
Yes. So that's what the scales are there representing. You know what I'm saying? It's a cosmic narrative. It's a cosmic story that's taking place. And, you know, the weighing of the heart, you know what I mean? Like I said, coming out of Virgo, that is like the nurse or the nurturer, you know what I mean? Or, you know, she will prepare the body. She's either going to heal it or get it ready for, you know, the transformation through death and regeneration.
Judging the sun. That's what we do, man, when it goes below that equator into the underworld.
Yeah. Like I said, Scorpio hits it, boom, with the tail, right? And then in Sagittarius, you know, ultimately it dies, you know what I mean? And it goes into Capricorn to be, you know, proverbially reborn, as they give you the narrative, you know, in Christianity. You know what I'm saying? With the sun rebirthing on the 25th.
If you don't mind, I know it's a question thing, but I just wanted to say, like, I'm so happy to see you both on this crypto path as well now, because I've been on that journey as well. And with all of the great knowledge I get from you guys for years, it was like, I really hope these guys get on this crypto thing. And it's good to see that we're all on page and trace like go, you get me?
Okay.
And as soon as I get paid in this XRP, you go see me. I'll tell you that.
That's right. That's right. Yo, you know what the dopest thing is, man? Like, I really got to speak on it, because, you know, the community will have people who have been economically depressed because they just not part of the system. You know what I mean? They not hireable. They just on the fringes. But like, different people coming up to me and they like, yo, I got 8 million coins on X, you know, on this and that. And only thing you got to do is go to 5 cents and I'm a millionaire. And it's like, they're making these, they like, I got 3, 4, 5 years, you know, they're already making these affirmations. They're already tucking these investments away. They already got power up ideas. You know, hopefully they just not going to jump out, you know, with the new Bentley, because it should look pretty. But, you know, they'll follow through on what their goals are. So I feel like, you know, in a few years, like a millionaire, that's going to be like, so what?
It's like it powers you see that third eye, you see your manifestation powers. Sometimes it's easy to have doubt, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, as long as you have a main kind of focus, purpose, and that, it's a lot more easier to get there and trust where you're heading. Now, I feel like XRP for me, because it was my first investment before I diversified my account. It's like, just because of all of the research I've done, just like I've done with you guys, and you guys have supported and confirmed certain things on my journey. It's like, because I know that me and mine are inevitably going to be cool and have got generational wealth coming to us. It's like everything and anything I put my mind to and I want to make happen now. It's like there's a new clarity. I can see it and feel it in through my heart. It's like, it's a different vibe, man.
And this is what I say, with a new consciousness comes a new confidence, right? When I wrap my mind around this and I understood the metaphysical components and everything consolidated itself, it just made me so reassured that we got this. You know what I mean? And the future became so much more brighter, because I'm like, this is where the consolidation of our genius and intelligence really is going to take place. Because family that's over there where y'all at, y'all are super studious. Y'all pay attention to detail. And I think that it's because you are under a monarchy, right? You have a different accreditation for education. So, you know, and then the brothers on the continent, they got a level of genius that we haven't been able. It's like, where we gonna be able to match wits at in trap music? Like, what's the fulcrum, or what's the stage that has been set for all of us to meet our minds? You feel me? This is the realm where it's gonna take place. So I've been in the beginning of many waves. I know that the 5, 10, 15, 20-year shadow for this, you know what I mean? It's gonna be incredible for our and our progeny. These babies that's gonna come up looking at this work.
And the current way
we gotta get to some more questions, brother.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate your call, brother. Take care.
Peace. Yo, hold it down, man, and DM us if anything. You know, Tanzania, I got to talk to you about that.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, peace, brother. Shout out to that brother. Let's get to Douglas. Douglas, you up? What's happening, my brother? Talk to us. You got a question?
Yes. Peace, God. Your phone mute.
You on mute, my brother. You on mute. Let me see if
There you go.
What's happening? Damn, why I can't?
Nah, we don't hear you yet.
We can't hear you. Nah.
It's nothing you can do on your end?
No, I'm looking right now. Yeah, he's not muted. Yeah. He was waiting a while too, man. So
he'll tap back in.
All right, yeah. Let me see if let's try one more time. Let's try again. Look, Douglas. Nah. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that audio, and I'll get right back to you once you fix it. Let's get to DB.
When y'all click on the link and you come into StreamYard, they're gonna give you the option whether to join with audio. So be very mindful of whatever you clicking and pressing. You have to option to computer with audio to get up in there your audio work.
All right, put that food down, man. Come on, brother. Put that food down. What's happening, brother? I'm messing with you, man. Yo, I can't hear. Why? I can't hear this brother either.
Open up his phone on mute.
Okay, yeah, you muted yourself. They're saying you gotta unmute. We can't hear you, brother.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Yeah.
Damn, I don't know what's up.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, brother.
All right, money man.
That's money man. Let's see the Douglas. You got it right yet, my brother?
Y'all get
okay, man. There you go.
I think my baby girl called me on Skype, so I think it knocked the audio out. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank both of you guys, man. Shout out to the Virgo, brother Rich. September 7th over here. So
Virgo gang. That's right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's
up.
I
want to say thank both of y'all though. Like brother Rich, I'm gonna start with you first. You know, it was because of you that I even came across Mr. G and also KT.
Okay.
I come up under the tutelage of Dr. Umar, so I was one of his students with the EFA University. So it kind of went from there. But I consider myself still kind of new, you know. So a lot of the metaphysics, like Bobby Hemmett, you know, I picked a lot of that up from Brother Rich because of your recommendation. Blue Pill, I got to give you a big shout out, bro. Just like you and your brother. I consider myself a student of Savior as well.
Yes.
You know, even as far as I heard you say recently on the live about the CMOS, which is a field I'm going into as far as the CMOS as well. So I definitely want to eventually connect with you to get a little bit of guidance. But 2 questions real quick, because I know everybody else, you know, trying to get in as well. But I guess it would be for you. I'm gonna start with you first, Blue, on that. Just coming into the information, I kind of like felt like I was behind a lot of times, you know. Like I said, I'm 30 now, so 25 when I kind of came across the information about way of Dick Gregory and Dr. Safety. Like that was my introduction to consciousness. And
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, and just kind of, you know, it just kind of snowballed from there. I met Doc shortly after, and then that led to other things. And but I guess my question would be to you. I had to go like too far left with it. But I think one of the brothers you were just talking about, where you spoke about us having help, but you know, them pretty much waiting on us to, you know, to shoot first. And so I would say back in like maybe 2019, I had an experience that me and your brother are capable of. I've been working with him lately, so he's been, you know, shooting me knowledge, kind of sharpening me up on, you know, certain areas I need to tighten up on. So shout out to Capable.
Yeah.
But I had an experience. I sent him a few clips from some of the videos where I just recently moved from Dallas. So I'm from Mississippi originally, and I just moved back. But while I was in Dallas, just being straight up about it, man. I kept having experiences with sightings, with things just kind of happening that I couldn't explain, you know, and I couldn't talk to nobody about it.
Right. You were seeing ships and things of that nature.
Yeah, and even to the point to where in my household, and I think Billy Carson kind of made me more comfortable because I know he shared about going through the experience with, you know, his wife and everybody thinking he was crazy. So I had pretty much the same thing happen to me, you know.
You was sharing that with people in your household that were not bearing witness to your you know, what you were saying. You was trying to explain that to them. They like,
yeah, they looking at you. They looking at you crazy. They, me, because you know, I guess the image you the tough guy. You know what you doing talking about.
So what's the question though?
Oh, so I guess my question would be though is what would you recommend? Because I heard you say something about how sometimes that when you don't pay attention to, sometimes when you get in like clear direction. So I feel like with me, I kind of lost it. It went from every day, and that was more when I was.
Yeah. So the question is.
Yeah, you was breaking up a little, brother. So
yeah,
I hope you was able to get that, Blue.
You asked the full question.
Yeah, say the question one more time if you can. Condense it because you keep breaking up. Say the question again, my brother.
Okay, no, I was asking Blue, like, as far as when you spoke about connecting to source,
connecting to source.
Damn, you cut out.
Yeah, like.
What about now?
Yeah, now you're fine. Yeah.
I was just like, what would be your advice as far as when you kind of feeling like you may have lost that connection to source? But
Excellent question. You know, you said that you moved to Dallas. I'm sure that there's a way for you to get to some body of water near the Gulf. You know what I'm saying? Or the Delta, somewhere that's super indigenous that you could feel the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? You need to ground in that environment. Take your shoes off, stand in that soil, preferably that swamp soil if you can. You know, it's real muddy if necessary. Sit in it if need be, and just lay in it if it calls you to, and reconnect with the ancestors through the earth. You know what I'm saying? And make that declaration to them that you ready. Y'all wasn't ready before. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge me on what I know not, but now I know myself. So I'm ready for, you know, if Lord send me a sign, like DMX would say. You know what I'm saying? Utilize me as a vessel to work this information through. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be obedient to that calling, because they're gonna show up and they're gonna show you lessons, and they're gonna show you angles, and they're gonna show you signs. And then it's on you. You know, our ability is to make sense of things. You know, the woman, she gives form. We give meaning. You feel me? So when you get this information, you got to start making it make sense to yourself, and then you'll get more of it. Because as much as you want to know yourself, the universe wants to know itself even more, and it's going to utilize you as the fulcrum, right, to do that, as the person that can make meaning of this shit. That's your superpower. So just make yourself available by making that declaration to your ancestors, to the universe, that you're ready.
Indeed. Real quick before you go, brother, definitely to double on what Blue said, definitely get into nature. Nature will definitely get you connected back with source. One of the things I do, I go on walks during the nighttime because it's so peaceful, or I go to the park or something like that. So definitely nature, my brother. Thanks for calling in. All right.
Peace.
All right, shout out to that brother. Appreciate the call in. I'm gonna give Money Man one more time. We gonna get to about 3 more calls, Blue. Let's just try to get through them fast because I want to get everybody that's left. But Money Man, is your mic good? Stu, man.
You're
Money
taking
Man,
off mute, Money.
this is business. I'm trying to give you
Come on, man. We gotta be about our business.
All right, we going to the next one. TRP nodding his head like that nigga crazy. What's up, my brother?
Good evening, brothers.
Yes, sir.
Peace, love. I'm glad your platform is here, and I'm calling because I've learned a lot from both of y'all, and really the whole network. Right, these past 18 months, I've been in Siskiyou County, northern Siskiyou County, and I'd say about 45 minutes from me is Mount Shasta. Right. I've had the opportunity to go frequently to the boundary headwaters of the Sacramento River over there, and Mount Shasta City, and so Connections. That's my spot.
That water, different water on the planet, baby, light up.
Very much so. I've heard, and on the IG you posted, brother, about Mount Shasta, and that's why I'm calling here, because that's where I've been connecting to do my healing. Right, been working on that a great deal, almost 2 years. Hold on,
so your
son.
question is what, brother?
So all right. So look. So while I've been out here, right, and twice in 1 week. Well, in one day I saw 3 rainbows twice in 1 week. Right, 3 times in 1 year. Between the second and third occurrence, I happened to see the video that
triple stack rainbows.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Between the second and third occurrence, KT came out with his Chadwick Boseman video, dropping the science and knowledge behind that, right? And that really blew my wig away because I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing, where he was talking, he made the connection with the rainbows and the pyramids and the numbers on that. So I just wanted to know, could you, the 42 and the 51, right? And
Absolutely.
I wanted to share that with y'all, just on the strength, like, just what you guys present, just be powerful as I don't know what. And I had saw that video 2 weeks after he dropped it, right? And so when I watched it, it was very significant. And I just want to say thanks to you, brothers. And if y'all want to comment on that, that's cool. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with y'all.
Okay, you want to comment real quick, Blue?
Yeah, I went on I did a whole post on Saturday, right? That we can't forfeit the rainbow. You know what I mean? We can't.
I seen that post, Blue.
Yeah, we can't allow anybody to come in, you know what I'm saying, and hijack the potency and the power of the rainbow, because the rainbow in its right positioning represents light, right? The spectrum of light. Light represents intelligence. Intelligence represents consciousness. So you're going to forfeit your consciousness to somebody else who has, wayward ways on this planet. It's like, no, we have to understand that the calibration of that rainbow bridge represents, opening of portals, access to other realms, an affirmation from our ancestors that there's a pot of gold laying around somewhere, that you're on the right path. You know what I mean? Because we have constantly been seeing that in events that we've been going to. And I got a gallery of pictures at this point. I might do a whole, a rainbow picture NFT series, because these joints be like, and they'd only be rainbows. They be like upper and lower connecting. And it's like right over there behind us, right over there. There was we did the retreat. When we got to the town, there was a big rainbow portal over the land. You know what I mean? And to me, it speaks about what? Good fortune, good energy is here. You're about to experience something that is on heights, it's transformational. And so many things with quantum in that experience. And so many things. We seen a rainbow over the mansion in Miami before we did the event. People made $1 million overnight. You feel me? So we don't got, I'm like, look, that's evidence of the pot of gold. Your ancestors are speaking to you through these currents, through these abilities for you to position yourself and tap in. Right? Because if bad is happening on the world, that means that the counterbalance is always present. There's abundance somewhere that's begging to be tapped into. Because the earth has to balance itself. It wobbles on the axis, but goddamn it, you got access to the other side of the coin. We in Gemini right now. People are experiencing the other side of the coin when it comes to crypto, right? As we said that they would. So Shasta is the root chakra of the planetary earth system. But if you notice in that town, you don't see nobody wearing red. What are the colors that the town identifies with? It's purple. Right? The highest calibration, or the reverse of what they say is the root. Everything out there is colored purple. Why? Because they tap into the ascended masters. They talking about, you know,
Lemuria.
What's that? Huh?
Is it Lemuria?
Not only Lemuria, but the entrance to Agatha is also, it's a UFO base there. Have you ain't seen this shit that I be seeing out there look like Battlestar Galactica. It's a city in the sky. It's not even a ship. It's like bro.
The sky is lit up.
It's like the city in the sky. So seeing craft out there is nothing. Like, you'll read that in the newspaper out there, right? Yeah. And you can't find one person in Shasta who has not had an experience. Like, they don't take this like the rest of y'all take it. And when I'm saying y'all, I mean other people in the country who haven't had these experiences, that don't know that these are mystical lands. But anybody that's up there can confirm to you elves, ships, inner earths, Bigfoot, this, that. I mean,
24 elders.
All of that. This is their reality up there. They're at a different height, different oxygen, different calibration, different medicine, different exposure, different frequency. And the European is a different European out there. I would dare say it.
Let's get to a couple of more questions. I appreciate the call, my brother.
Yeah, we're gonna tap in. We got a retreat coming that way as well. Again, so holla at us.
Okay.
All right, brother. Peace, my brother. All right, let's get to Mason. You've been waiting a while, Mason. What's happening, my brother? You got a question, real quick?
How you brothers doing?
Doing great.
Peace. So I have two questions. My
only one right now, brother. Only one.
Okay, one question.
Only one.
Perfect. Is it possible? So when I see this symbol, the Baphomet symbol right here, I'm always hearing bad things about it, devil worship and such, and part of me is like, I know that can't be true. Like, it's got to be something more to it. Is it possible for you to explain that, Bluefield?
Yeah, it's a esoteric rendering of what they consider Muhammad. Okay. Right. So when the Knight Templars got this information from the Moors, they encoded it in a particular way. You know what I mean? So that symbol, right, symbolically means a lot of things, within this particular framing. I can't get into all of what that means right here and right now. But the androgynous nature of it, the sun and the moon nature of it, the 5 pentacles, the go-ahead, all of that symbolically means something. So this is what the esoteric, quote unquote, Christians were more so into. You know what I mean? You might want to look more so into that. What's the word that I'm looking for?
But it's a symbolic representation of the illuminated man.
Symbolic representation of the illuminated man. Not the Hermeticists, but the Gnostics, right? You might want to research the Gnostics. You know what I'm saying? To start deep diving into Gnostic knowledge of Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? You can initially do a Google search, and there's multiple books that you'll be led to. And if that's what you really want to tap into, the information is accessible. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Mason.
Thank you.
All right, peace, brother. All right, let's get to Empress Kabina.
Hi.
Peace, Queen. How you doing? Got a question?
Peace.
Yes, wholeness. Yes.
Peace.
I was wondering if I heard Brother C.L. Freeman mention that.
Yes. Peace to the ancestors.
Yes, that at any point in this existence, you can be called to be the one. So, like he mentioned Christ and the Christ consciousness, and you know, it reminded me of Jesus and that whole story, and how, you know, that's really the story of all of us, and that we'll have the opportunity to
Potentially,
be
right.
to be the one. You know, so if there's a one above, is there a one that is on earth, you know, walking? And if you were to have that consciousness, you know, how can you go about, you know, getting, you know, to a position where,
Okay.
yeah, do you hear what I'm saying?
The chosen ones chose themselves, right? So again, it's about accepting that assignment. That's about the potential that exists. You know what I'm saying? Shit, everybody has the potential to be a bodybuilder. Do they do it? No. What does it require? Whole lot of discipline, whole lot of training, whole lot of commitment, whole lot of transformation. It's the same thing when it comes to Christ consciousness. Are you ready to break the ceiling of what monotony of humanity, you know, is selling you about yourself? You just normal. You're a human being. You're immortal. You're gonna die someday. You came here, you know, as a representation of this. Your bloodline is that. You have a historical history of trauma. Your people were slaves. Are you ready to break up by all that and identify and calibrate to what it means to be like, no, I am who I define myself to be. I got
I'm
greatness
talking,
in me, you know, and I'm
right.
ready to bring it to the surface.
I get that. I'm talking about specifically being born into like the position of the one.
Again, yeah. There's many of people who have came, right? They say what? Many are called, few are chosen. So even being called into that assignment and having the calibration to fulfill that mandate, the architect told Neo, many came, there was the one. My nigga, that's not nothing new, right? But can you accept the assignment, accept everything that comes along with the assignment, and properly execute? You feel me? So
Right.
it's a race to the finish. Other people are also on that marathon, but you know, only the one is going to be able to cross over successfully and have the victory lap. Is that you? Only time will tell.
Right.
I can't say yay or nay, but I damn sure I'm over here, you know what I'm saying, celebrating your race. Like, let's get it, sis.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I
Why not?
I
Why
appreciate the
wouldn't you be the
question.
one?
Well, it is what it is. It's
I,
real. That's all I have to say. It's a real thing.
Indeed. We look
I,
forward to it.
I
Yes.
appreciate the question, sis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, let's get to El Lamra. El Lamra, you hear me, brother?
Hey, how you all doing?
Peace.
What's happening, brother?
Peace, peace.
What's happening? I didn't really think I was gonna call in.
All right, you got a question, my brother?
Well, basically, I didn't really know what to ask. You know, I just ended up coming across it and said, okay, I'm clicking in. But I have dreams, right?
Yes.
And of course, man, people, you know, vision, you know. So maybe you could give me what they may mean. Basically, I'm gonna tell you one, because I always dream all the time, you know. So, okay, say for instance, you just spoke on paper, right? So I had a dream one time. I'm running through these woods, right? And I get to this cliff, and basically I climb up there. And when I get to the top, it's like beautiful black people.
Mm-hmm.
I seen the women wearing purple,
Mm-hmm.
and they were so beautiful, I was afraid to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen a guy that greeted me, and so I remember the kids was like throwing something, and they threw it so fast and hard. I was like, man, that guy, you know, he's like too young to be doing it.
That
So in
nice.
my mind, I was like, maybe it was something that was lost that we had back then. You know, so like a certain kind of energy. So okay, as I move forward, it seems that someone was following me. So it was I guess the British Army. You know what I'm saying? They was in red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it came up to here, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be, captivity, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And when it skipped over, I seen everybody up in the small canoe ships going to the water up in the big boat.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what do
I mean,
because
you came across a royal civilization that took you levels to attain to get to. You know what I'm saying? They are at the heights, and just like we talking about in the Matrix with the Sentinels, right? They're always in pursuit. They're always looking for those who are in Zion, that are not part of their particular simulation. And those ancestors that you came across, they got up out of there. They weren't captives. They did flee. They did get on the high seat. You feel
right.
me? Some stayed
Yeah,
to
that's what
fight, some lost their lives, but others got away. And you must be part of that bloodline. You must have, part of those that ancestral bloodline in you that was able to get away from those captive forces, in red
uh
and blue, Nick purple. So,
yeah. And
they say that when the Moors tell of the story of the Brits that were over here, the brutish Moors, the British Moors, they make those distinctions that, one was in red and one was in blue. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I would even do some research into that if I was you. Look into the
Yeah,
brutish Moors.
We got to get to the next question, though, brother. But I appreciate you calling and giving us that dream right there, my brother. That's a powerful dream.
yes.
All right.
All
Okay,
right,
thank
all
you.
right, all right. Peace,
Peace.
brother. Let's get to Zoe. Zoe, what's happening, brother?
What's going on with you, brother? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Peace
sir.
to God. Yes, indeed.
I want to say peace to both of you all, especially you, Blue, and your brother, and you, because
Peace.
they're on your platform and you represent. Okay, I called in before, but I kind of got off. I was feeling iffy. But my question that I want to ask you is, I was going through something spiritually at one point, and I went to go see like what you would probably call an oracle or whatever.
Yes.
And I was giving her these different visions that I had, and she told me to do certain things, and I did it. And different things been processing in my life since then. Um, I've grown a little bit more mentally. I joined an organization. And this is the question I want to ask. The question is this: one night I had a dream, right? In this dream, I was inside of a temple that was destroyed. It was a pillar behind me that was broken in half, and I saw a being on a slab. Um, it looked humanoid, but when it got up to the face area, all I saw was like a light from the eye. I remember running and hiding behind this broken pillar, and I remember the feelings that I felt. I felt as if I was scared for the being to leave outside or wherever we were at. And I'm asking you, could you possibly decipher that for me, if you can?
Mm. The again, the destruction, what I'm saying, it symbolizes what I was talking about earlier when I was coming across these civilizations that I had once either been a part of or I was just coming up upon, and they was just like you said, they was in the rubble, what I mean, broken pillars, broken down temples and things of that nature. And the way that I interpret it for me, because I can't, necessarily all the way interpret your experience, but my interpretation at that time, that I was looking at the finalization of some level of civilization that we was at. People don't like to speak about the, I, but I wholeheartedly know that when we developed these civilizations, we didn't look like how we look right now. We weren't, what I'm saying, who we are today. So I say, yeah, we are the Homo sapiens because we were beings of a higher intelligence and a different calibration, meaning our features look somewhat different because we had a direct channel to our cosmic origins. You know what I
Right.
mean? We allowing them, once again, we can only conceive of these words through the prism of their definitions. When I say alien, you're gonna think of the movies because that's how they got you. When I talk about extraterrestrials, you're gonna see big gray heads, right? But you have never been able to see yourself. So you can't even, I'm not saying you in particular, but us as a people, we can't even entertain that thought without thinking that we taking something away from ourselves. I'm like, nah, we are more majestic and greater than you can ever conceive. And we're not localized to this place. You know what I'm saying? We come from different places, you know what I mean? And we're composed of things that you would consider different races. And we got different faces amongst us. Phenotypically speaking, you can go into the continent and see some of these people that you like, oh, that nigga like he's straight out of Star Trek.
Right.
Yeah.
Real deal.
The black and white photos of some of them, you like, that's not what we consider normal, right? And you see that shit coming out through us here because we just fancy cadavers in our suits with all of these zoological features. You like, damn, homie look like he half jaguar. He half this, he half that. He like he got no more in him. So you look like you were seeing a being that, you know what I'm saying? You know, they lost some aspect of the civilization that they built at the hands of who knows who. But that's in you. I could look at your phenotype and tell that you ain't from where they from. The people that claim to be here, you from somewhere else. And it's coming to the surface. You know what I'm saying? It's coming through the surface and it's coming through the dreams. You know, and our ancestors are definitely waking up and speaking through us. So I'm sure that there's somebody else, you know, that's probably gonna holler at you and hit you up with more interpretation for that visualization that you had. But yeah, man, I think that's very telling and very significant.
I'm gonna let you go, bro. One more thing before you let me go, Rich. I saw 2 years ago, I saw a giant UFO. That mug was so big, bro. It looked like the size of a stadium, like one of these football stadiums in the sky. When I tried to pull over and take a picture of it, vanished. Vanished. Like I didn't see it take off. I just like it wasn't there. Tripping.
Where was this at? Where was this at?
St. Louis, Missouri. Yep, and it was going towards East St. Louis, going towards the Mounds.
Bro, that's how I was about to say. For you specifically, look into the Cahokia Mounds. Look into the Cahokia Mounds. That's the key to everything that's going on in the backyard of the St. Louis family. And when you look at those mounds, they look like landing stations, right? This is where the War Council met when they had to deal with the work, right? When they knew that somebody's ass had to be kicked, right? Or they had to settle affairs, they met at Cahokia. But if you look at how flat those surfaces are and how that civilization was built out, it looked like something can land there. You feel me? So yeah, them ancestors right in your backyard is speaking to you. Right?
Hey, and guess what, Peel, before I go? When I was having them dreams, I lived right by the Mississippi River, which I could look over and see Cahokia. You understand what I'm saying? I was on the St. Louis side, but downtown, close to the river, could see Cahokia. And I did a little research back then. They used to bury their dead over here on this side. You see what I'm saying?
Know.
Right on, brother, for the information. Thank y'all.
Hey, I appreciate it, Zoe.
Tap into that grid, man.
Peace. Yeah, Zoe, I appreciate that question. I mean that question, man. Blue, you killing these questions tonight, brother, man. What you smoking on, man? What you smoking? You killing these questions.
44.
Woo!
Back that up. Yeah,
the
that
44 God, the 44 God is on fire tonight.
That Delta
y'all.
8, yeah, that Delta 44.
They
just banned that in New York. They hating, they scared. You know what I'm saying? And they're not even hiding it. You know, they writing the articles like, yo, the cannabis community that's spending billions of dollars padding politicians' pockets. They like, yo, y'all got a legal loophole where this good is getting through, and we don't like the competition, so we just gonna snuff them out. That's what you know what I mean.
All right, we gonna get to one more question. Let's we get to the super chat question. The brother Trey Waters. I see you, Trey. I appreciate the donation. He got two questions, Blue. What
right.
he says, what's your view on young black men going to the army? And why you never hold women accountable about their bad mating choices?
I guess I'll take the second question first. And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I don't let women off of the hook from the bad decisions that they make. I just tell brothers to give them better decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman is going to choose. I seen an article today, and it's very key to what we was talking about with the egg. And they like, yo, the egg don't actually beat out a trillion and swim to the sperm. They said the egg, she chooses, even as an egg, which one she wants to connect with, and she sends a particular pheromone out, and that attracts and pulls that particular sperm. So she's making a choice. She's choosing out of a trillion. You got to give her better options because she's magnetic. She's going to gravitate towards what she considers as her best mating choice. And her mating choice is going to be based on who's the apex alpha in society. And if the killers and the drug dealers is the niggas is getting the bag and getting it done, that's what she's going to calibrate towards. So we made that the rule rather than the exception. And then we judging how she's energetically calibrated towards that particular vibration. But she's lunar, you know what I'm saying? She's lunar. They said that Lilith was on the scene before all this other, glossified stuff. So maybe she has a stronger attraction, you know what I mean, to that particular aesthetic. So we have to understand her. Just like we don't even know the moon. They don't even know where the moon came from, bro. The moon does nothing else. It does nothing else in the universe does what the moon does at the mathematical measurement that it's positioned at. No other planet has full lunar eclipse or solar eclipse because of their moons. Their moons is not positioned mathematically perfect. They like, yo, somebody had to put this here. They can't tell you who. And it was a time before the moon. So was there a time before women? No, right? You know, something had to come from something. So, nah, I don't necessarily be letting them off the hook per se. I'm saying for us, look, let's take responsibility, and our reflections will change. It's never gonna be the other way around. You feel me? And the first question was,
what's your view on young black men going to the army?
Oh, you know, again, like I was speaking to the brother just now, you know, a lot of us are reborn with a particular energy in us where we warrior spirits. And when you have that energy, you know, you have to manifest it in some way. So the killing fields in our communities have become the default measure that brothers have been working this energy, this angst out, because the calling hasn't went out. They don't know how to refocus or recalibrate that energy to deal with their adversary. So they start eating themselves. You know, armed forces of the military is something that's gonna magnetically attract someone with Ogun or Shango energy if they don't want to be in the streets, just eating themselves or getting frustrated about having all of this angst but not being able to put it nowhere, right? So there's an aspect of it that, you know, that works, and this is going to be a natural progression. But what I'm saying is like, damn, we should have some more spooks by this time. Like, what the fuck? And let's not be so gloaty, right, about, oh, my uncle, father, grandfather, great uncle, grandfather, great grandfather served in the military. Because I'm like, yo, we know at this point that you were, you know, fighting for colonial interests, and you might have got some training and you might have got some access, but if you ain't come home and fight that same way for your people or for your freedom or for your children or for your women, it's like, my nigga, like, no, you got for your energy, right? They say the church and state are separate, but a nigga who's a whole Christian will go to the U.S. Army and kill for this government. Right? Define your own first commandment. Who you answering to? Who you fighting for? Who you gotta, when you go back, you're gonna bring them the slips to be like, no, you still got. And you should know better that this is not, is this God? No, you know that this the devil. And if you don't know that and you ain't figured that shit out by going, you know what I'm saying, to do the dirty work for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you didn't figure that out, then nigga, we gotta watch out for you. You feel me?
Indeed, indeed. On that note, we about to get out of here, family. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Blue, you want to leave?
That's it.
Yeah, Money Man is still in there, and
let me holler at Money Man, man. You guys,
Money Man. Let's see. Let's Money Man, what's up?
Money Man, what's good? What's the word, Money Man?
What's happening, y'all?
Oh shit, he can talk.
Come on, man.
He can talk. Oh,
We gotta have patience. We gotta have faith.
What's happening though, Money Man? You got a question, my brother?
Hey, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm cool. And I had to get off the laptop and get on the phone with y'all.
Okay.
All right.
But it's crazy how everybody talking about dreams and stuff, because like I be having crazy dreams too. But like I be sitting at the foot of a river. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like old dude just said, I'll be looking. You know what I'm saying? I just be looking at the shit on the. I don't know. It should be crazy, but I just want to thank y'all for doing what y'all do. You know what I'm saying?
What part of the planet are you on right now? Where you at?
Right now I'm in Louisiana.
So you live near some water, right?
Yep.
So I would advise you to look up Poverty Point, right? I will advise you to look up Poverty Point and all of the mounds, the different mounds, Mississippi Delta mounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, look into the Gullah and the Geechee. You feel me? Find out what information that you can pull from that speaks to your DNA or who your people are directly. You know, start talking to the elders in your family if you got access to them. You know what I'm saying? Because you know your story is tied to that water.
Hey, and everybody be like the last 3 dudes that was just on the phone just was talking about their dreams and shit. That was crazy.
Indeed.
I really ain't got a question because I wouldn't read it right now. So
it's all good.
It's all good,
hey, I appreciate you for coming on, my brother. All right.
All right.
All right, brother.
Look, man, transfer that fiat currency either into crypto or some precious metals. Make sure that you tap into this class so you can make that money work for you.
Yeah,
and you can run that back up in your sleep.
Money Man, show us that money one more time, man. Show us that money one more time, man. Show us that money one more time.
That's right.
Show us that money one more time. Okay.
Hey, cash is trash, though. Remember that.
Huh?
Cash is trash. Remember that.
Cash is trash. That's right. So
Remember
we want you to convert that into something, you know what I'm saying, of substance so you can multiply it. And look, let me give you one real quick. You're not spending money when you do that. You there with me? You exchanging it. So you exchanging one currency for the other. You're not losing value, you're gaining it. So put that trash fiat into some tangible assets while you still can, and you're gonna be a proud young man. And we appreciate you. Thank you, my brother. Peace.
Thank you. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's my brother Money Man right there.
You
see that knot he had, Blue? Woo! Let's get to Asia. Asia, you there?
Yes.
What's happening, Asia? You got a question, Asia?
Yes. So basically, I'm 19 years old. I had a kid 5 months ago. He's a boy. Basically, am I wrong for not getting my son vaccinated? Because my family feels differently about that.
No, you are absolutely not wrong for deciding what you want to do, right, with your child. Because once again, if we live in a political atmosphere like we do, they be like, yo, the woman has the right to make choices for her body. That child's an extension of your body, so you're making a decision for your body and your child directly. You know, as long as hopefully you're breastfeeding, and if you are breastfeeding, I would advise you to, you know, pay attention to your diet, because whatever you're eating, you're putting into that child. If you can build that child's immunity up, and you can do it through your vessel, because you are the alchemizer. You put good things in your body, you can put great things into that baby. And as long as its immunity is strong and is built, it don't need them shots. We you know, there's enough evidence at this point in time to show it. Because you can remind your family, everybody who's running around talking about COVID got vaccines when they was children, right? So it obviously ain't work for them. we got to do something different. The only thing that will work that we know is verifiable is to make sure that we got a strong immune system, and food directly ties into that. There's enough information out there that shows that we were loud, then we got quiet, and you know, the quiet in the storm was the facts had to catch up to what we've been saying. Now all the information is in front of us, and people is coming back and apologizing. And your parents or your people around you might not know about the latest, greatest information that says, look, we don't need them. We don't need them
They
shots.
scared of it.
I know, but don't let their fear, you know, necessarily pour into what it is that you do. Again, you here on this planet for you to make choices and decisions that's based on how you see fit to prepare your children to take your blood into the future. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advocate you poisoning the blood of that child because society says so. Society been wrong on a lot of things.
I appreciate the call, Asia.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right.
Yeah, that was important.
Yeah, very important. Yeah, very important. Definitely. Very important. A lot of good calls, man. Blue, we need to do this more often, Blue. We need to do this more often, man.
This is off the hook.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought we was going for 2 more hours.
Blue, the psychologist today, man. He solving everything today.
We just got started. I'm like, for real.
I'm gonna take 2 more. Then I gotta go. I'm gonna take 2 more, yo. I'm gonna take 2 more.
I got you.
Info, brother. How can you reach me? Aaron wants to know. You need that NFT info. Hit up my email. We just had the workshop. Where you was at yesterday, man? We just had the workshop. Hit up my email, and I'll let you know how to get the workshop from yesterday. Or you could just cash app. My cash app is right there. You could just cash at me and leave your email. The fee is $150 for the workshop, and I'll send it to you. All right.
Made another NFT investment today. I got a classical piece of artwork, another Nasir artwork. And he called it Meta Musa, not Mansa Musa. Meta Musa. Yo, go on my page. That's bro. When we finish with this, we're gonna have the illest museum ever. The illest art gallery museum of our people, you know, the high society aspect of arts and sciences. You know what I'm saying? Dope shit. Yeah. So I know, you know, Chicago. I know he brought it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get to I think Latasha. Latasha, what's up, sis? How you doing? You got a question?
Hey, how y'all doing? I've been wanting to be on this show so bad because the stuff that y'all talk about, I actually go through. Like I can prove a lot of the stuff that y'all talk about. I'm a heart transplant recipient, right? So the energy this year that came in last year is so freaking strong.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Somehow I managed to meditate a certain way every day, right? I do stuff repetitiously and I open up portals over my home. So inside these portals, I can see the past, the present, the future. I can see it's all in cloud activity. And it's like images inside of images inside of images. So I record a lot of it. But the freaky thing is the sky actually records what we're doing down here. And to actually be able to look up and see the cloud mimic. I'm sorry, I ate some chili, so I got heartburn.
It's all good.
Yeah, girl, you gotta lay off that, man.
Mimic the behavior that is happening down here is so freaking sad. Like in one of the clouds, I saw a bull-shaped animal and people dressed in cloaks. They were actually throwing babies in this being's mouth. Like I wake up in the morning, I have angels hanging over my home. I've seen the Holy Spirit in the dove, in the form of a dove, but it's a cloud activity. And you can actually see that there's like a war going on above us, and it's a war going on beneath us. So with all this activity going on over my house, Nobody comes outside, right? It's only
Sis, what's your question? Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, what you say?
Yeah, what's your question? The question, because we
Oh,
can't.
my
We got to move
question
on to the
is,
next. Yeah,
okay, I'm sorry. My question
it's all
is,
good.
I wanted to know, like how am I doing it? Like I've been looking for like explanations of like how I'm able to do certain things. Like
Yeah.
some of the stuff that I'm going through, I'm sorry, I got so much to say, but some of the stuff I'm going through, I
Mhm.
received a bed, and on my headboard, you know, the rings inside of the wood, it
Mhm.
explains everything I'm freaking going through. It's like I'm mimicking what's on my bed inside the rings of my bed. So I'm trying to understand, like, I don't really
Yeah.
know what my question is. It's the energy.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it's like, why ask why? You're experiencing something that will spend a lot more time for you attempting to explain it than it would for you just to experience it. You know what I mean? You have a different heart, so your body has calibrated itself to a different frequency to incorporate that new instrument, you know, because the way that we feel, our EKG, our heart energy goes out so far. That's the first thing that makes contact. And like I said, as a woman, you're making contact to the magnetic fields because your energy goes out further and first because you bleed every month. So you are able to wash, if you will, the blood. The iron is richer in women, right? And you have wombs, so your heart field, your womb field, the blood, all of that magnifies greater than any than men do. You make contact with the solar winds first, so you got first access to information. Hence the fact that women are the ones that are intuitive. You get in the downloads. Your whatever your bloodline is, you're just able to do something that your ancestors probably have always been able to do. And you're looking through, you know, these dimensional portals. That entity that you were speaking about, that's Moloch. They're throwing the
Mhm.
babies to Moloch. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you're just seeing the narrative. And we just went through this 2 strongings ago at the retreat when we outside of the city where they not spraying, you can see the whole story in the clouds. And I remember when I was a child, I'm like, yo, this is like when we was younger. We would be in Coney Island, we would see you see the whole narrative. Sometimes it be what you talking about, sometimes it be what you drink. The dinosaur, the whole demonstration. So I'm like, we don't got to make excuses for ourselves. And why ask why at this point? I know it's a natural impulse to be inquisitive and wanting to know, but you can surrender yourself to just experiencing it.
Man,
and
I'm having
and
so
and
much fun with this
yeah,
second life, man.
yeah, and asking your guides and your spirit, you know, show me a sign that makes this clear, or put me in position to gain
Mhm.
more understanding. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
But
Thank you.
journal, you have to journal more
Oh,
so.
I
And that's
do.
another thing.
I
The
do.
interpretations of it come out when you writing and interpreting it through journaling. So journal more, and then ultimately you'll probably get with somebody that can help design what you're seeing.
You know what I learned in my journaling? My words are
Yes.
alive. This energy that the words are alive. Like words really talk. Words have personality
Yeah,
and
yeah.
character traits.
Words or worlds.
Words
Yeah.
are alive.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fact. But
I
we
thank
thank you,
Hey,
y'all for letting me
Natasha.
be on here.
I
Yeah, we
appreciate
Thank
I
you
appre-
so
I
much.
appreciate
appreciate
you.
you for calling.
Continue doing
Y'all
the
have
good
a blessed.
work, open up these portals, and having one foot further in the soup, in the thing of things. So if we
Man,
get a
have
download that
fun
we
with
need to
the
know about,
energy, y'all. Have fun
yeah,
with energy. Have a
yeah.
good
If
one.
you
All
if you
right,
catch it,
all right, sis.
yeah.
Peace.
Let us know if you
Bye
get
bye.
something for us. Peace.
Good sister right there. Good spirit right there.
Indeed.
Um, let's get to I know Alonzo was waiting. Alonzo was waiting a while. Alonzo, what's good, my brother? You got a question real quick?
Nope.
Peace.
Peace.
Alonzo, can you hear me?
Peace, good brother. Peace. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Yeah, your volume is kind of low, but we can hear you.
Yes, sir. And I noticed the lady was calling about the one piece.
Peace.
Okay, I'm gonna turn. I don't know how to turn my volume up.
You have a volume button on your device? All right.
Yeah, he muted himself. I can't unmute him. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Alonzo, you're gonna have to get that together.
Okay.
Peace. Peace. Peace,
Okay,
brother.
I
Talk to
unmuted
us.
it. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Go ahead,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
What's your question?
So yeah, I drafted up a Declaration of Freedom, and I was wondering, was it time for that type of move, Declaration of Freedom that I drafted up? You know,
Yeah,
that's what
it
I was
is.
called to
You
do.
could inbox us.
So I drafted it.
Send us the email so we can put something intentional around that so we can present it to the family, the right way. But there's definitely time for that. You know what I mean? So reach out.
Thank you, my
We'll
brother.
do a follow up on that. All right, brother. Peace.
Most definitely.
All right. Let's get to Gypsy real quick since that was the show.
Okay.
Gypsy, you there?
I'm here.
What's up? You got a question, my sister? What's your
I
question?
do. Sorry, I'm looking popped. I just got off of work, so I don't want to be on camera.
It's all good. It's all
Excuse
good.
that. Long story short, I have very good knowledge of self. Very good knowledge of self. Very spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Come from a very spiritual family. Thing is, I am the last adult of the family. Everybody has transitioned. I am now left with two of my sister's kids after her passing. And now I am crippled with fear, probably because I'm the last one left. What if something happens to me? These kids, I have never had an issue with fear. I've been pretty fearless all my life. Very adventurous. I know fear is a sickness. It's a cancer. Strike it out. But for whatever reason, it is grabbing hold of me.
Okay. What's your
Tips or
question?
pointers. What to do with fear.
You have to alchemize it. You have to allow fear to be the motivator or the catalyst for you to do what's necessary. If you feel like you only had tomorrow left, if you only feel like you had a week or a month or a year left, how would you close out? You know what I'm saying? What sort of energy, what sort of grind would you put into the permanence of making sure that these babies are taken care of? That opportunity is available to you through cryptocurrency right now, right? To put some things financially in place to say, I did what was responsible enough to know that I seeded, right, an intention to make sure that these babies at least got some money that's, growing itself just in case, right? I mean, because what else can we leave them? If you don't have access to those particular tangibles like land, metals, stocks, you know what I'm saying, or something of value that they can ultimately flip. But there have been many stories of children that have had to dug it out. They've had to make it, through unfortunate circumstances and situations. And the better that you provide for them and prepare them for that, they can do it on their own if they needed to. So, I wouldn't let that fear overshadow your ability to not only live for your children, or because they are your children now, but live for yourself and live through your bloodline. Set up an altar where you're speaking to all of those relatives and do it as a village, do it as a cosmic village. You know what I'm saying? Bring them in there and let them put in some assistance and some work. You know what I mean? Let them know what you need. When you putting on for the family and the bloodline, the bloodline should be compelled to be able to put on from you to some degree. Get if you might want to look into ancestor money if they died in debt, you know what I'm saying, or they died destitute, or they died, any level of broken. Those are things that you might want to massage those situations by speaking to them and putting some ancestor money on your altar, putting some, cigarettes, cigars, some wine or liquor out if that's what they did. You know, nickel bag. I don't know what they was into, but make it comfortable for them to still be, over their children in a different realm.
Understood.
And gain your confidence back, because you're gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? When you get this information, it gives your confidence a boost. So take that course, invest in that. That's a good investment. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the call, Gypsy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.
Let's get to one more. This is the last one, family. Let's get to Aniska. Aniska, you there? I see you. You got a question, sis?
Peace.
Aniska hung up. She did not want to talk. She was not ready. All right, let's get to
probably.
Yeah. No whole
Hey,
Noah Holland.
Noah Holland.
Noah Holland. I'm
Holland.
sorry.
Peace, God.
I was talking to some people that I know, and we were going over the moon, right? So basically, they were saying that the moon was a hologram in the sky, but it's a hologram of a replica of a moon somewhere else. And that moon is a replica of something that we as carbonated people have manifested in reality.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
My thing is this: if we buy into that, then we're saying that our women are holograms as well, because the moon has a direct effect on cycles, right? In particular, on the water and the women, and they are the ones that are the governors of life. They bring forth. So if the moon is responsible for those particular cycles, how real is reality all into itself? You dig what I'm saying? Now, yeah, again, I would ask because, a lot of different civilizations speak about a time before the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Pre-moon times. So I'm like, okay.
The first sun times.
Right. What was that saying about women in their cycles then? Did they have cycles? You know what I'm saying? What about the waters? Was the waters totally still? How did they operate? What type of activity, what type of life was in it? So there's a lot of questions that come out of a lot of questions. We don't necessarily have all of the answers for, but I know that they're out there. It's impossible for them not to be. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's a night and day kind of thing.
But bro, I've seen the moon do things that science can't explain. I seen the moon race across the sky on many occasions.
They can't explain none of
from
this.
last year. It took place on April 7th. It was the moon that came in right after we did the quantum meditation on 4/4. That moon raced across the sky.
You did that. Y'all did that. That was it.
Yeah, we did that.
That was the movement. That push and that pull day and night.
Definitely shook the planet. That was the Schumann resonance of the planet after that day peaked at an all-time high. We have the pictures for that. And we know that we put the curve on COVID, because on that Monday, the Surgeon General came and said, yo, mysteriously, COVID has turned the corner. And that was the intention of the quantum meditation. The evidence of it was the Schumann resonance, and the receipts of it was the fact that what we called forth, it did. You know what I'm saying? And then came George Floyd, right? People have forgot about COVID. You know what I mean? To a degree. It was dying. So, yeah, the moon is a powerful refractor and reflector of, and so is the sun, right? It's Kibulon explains this in the book, how it's like a breakdown transmitter of this light that calibrates itself down to, like when you hitting shifts and gears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same
It's
thing.
The portal.
Yeah, it's the portal from
portal
which this light comes. You know what I mean? And there's so many questions that the moon poses. We would have to have a whole nother show. Shout out to Billy Carson. Shout out to Kibulon 44, KT the Arch Degree, Lester Lovin, Delbert Blair, all of the master scientists in our community. Bobby and Phil always. You know what I'm saying?
Big shouts out.
Yeah, man. For real.
All right, I appreciate the call, my brother.
You guys beautiful.
Peace.
All right. Peace. All right. Some great questions tonight and even greater answers by my brother Blue Pill. I mean, an amazing show. I want to remind y'all. Yeah, we're going to do this more often, y'all. Me and Blue talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We just haven't had time to do it. But we're going to do this more often, all right, family? So I'll let y'all know in advance so y'all could get ready. And ladies, y'all could get ready because I know the ladies want a little more time to get ready. So next time y'all know in advance when Blue's going to do the Q&A. Besides that, I want to remind y'all, the workshop yesterday was legendary. If you want info on the work, if you want the workshop, hit up the Cash App on the screen, $ Black Magic 363. The fee is $150, and make sure you leave your email, and I'll send it to you. Okay. Besides that, Blue, you want to leave the people? You got something for the people before we get out of here? I want to give once again give a shout out to Blue for sending me some gold water. I got the gold. I got the Bitcoin and the Ethereum right here. I got the Bitcoin and the Ethereum right here.
That's right. You understand. You get it. You get it. You know what I'm saying?
I got the Bitcoin and the Ethereum right here.
That ether is silver. That ether is lunar. You know, that ether is the moon. You know what I'm saying? So I also want to shout out Illuminati Congo, right? Because that brother does an amazing job of redefining words and terms.
He does.
And setting his new calibration on it. You know what I mean? So I have to acknowledge him, you know, in this conversation for already doing magnificent, marvelous work in that arena. All right. 19 keys, you know, he's a word magician. You feel me? He bends words in the freestyles. That's a whole nother conversation. So yeah, man, like let's own it all, right? We deserve it all. Let's own it all. We got it in us. This is a wonderful space and time to be in this place, you know, surrounded by all of this information, inspiration, and consciousness, right? Tune out the noise, man, and really appreciate the peace in your silence. Family, you owe it to yourself, man. Choose peace over war every single time. Everything is a decision. Remember that. You only where you at right now in the position that you in, because this is what you chose. And if you feel uncomfortable, choose different. It's easy as that. It's as easy as that, bro. And with that, yeah, man, I want to say Cosmic Dust, COZMIK. I'll repeat it, COZMIKDUST.com. That's where you can get the drip. That's where you can get the crystal wands. Yeah, I got a new name. My name is Don Wand. You know what I'm saying? You know, we phasing out Blue Pill. You know what I mean? Don Wand, the Don of the Wands. You know what I mean? We bringing them that crystal wand magic back into the world, into the game, and giving people the tools that's necessary and needed, right? For you to tap into them cosmic realms and for you to start unenveloping and unfurling all of that greatness that's inside of you. You know, you don't ask Disney and Nickelodeon what they mean when they are inaugurating and showing your baby all of these magic tools and devices. You don't write them no letters talking about what is that and how does it work. But I'm glad that people are making inquiries into the different devices that we offer, because I've already got amazing feedback and testimonials on them. So y'all can find the drip and the jewels and the stones and the crystal currency up at cosmicdust.com. Like I said, me and Akibalan are aiming for the summer solstice, which is June 20th, 21st for the release. We got a total solar eclipse coming up on the 10th. Y'all should be very ready and prepared for that. Do the research necessary leading up to it. You know, research some of the spiritual significance so you can set up some sort of ritual. Understand that your dreams are going to be super active, you know, during these periods and times. Goldwater.com, GOLDEWATER. AltarCandy.Eventbrite. That's our event in Atlanta on June 27th. I will be in Louisville, Kentucky for Juneteenth weekend, right? At the Knowledge Center. Me, Red, Brother Benex, Sabir Bay with a performance by Styles P. So that's going to be during Juneteenth weekend or strong in, and that's coming up. I have an event on the 16th, I believe, here in Atlanta that I'm hosting for Tupac's, it's with the Tupac Center. It's for Tupac's 50th birthday. Y'all got to get the book so we can show you the correlations and the connections to these 50, right? These two 50s. DMX is 50, Tupac 50, right? That twin pillar aspect of what they represent. Yo, we need to rejoice in this cosmic narrative that we are all participating in. We are the Naga. We are the Nomo Sapien. Sirius is our home. You know what I'm saying? It's time to raise up, to rise up, you know what I'm saying, into your higher self. Rise ye mighty nation, as our ancestors said. It's time. With new consciousness comes new confidence. We got this, family. I'm honored to be of service and in your presence. Peace, love, and light. Shout out to the Virgo gang. Ugh.
Virgo gang in the building, September 17th. Virgo gang.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
We gonna besides that.
Baby, what's your birthday?
September 17th.
You know what I'm saying? My
Wow,
shit, like,
September
yeah,
17th.
Look,
Yo,
19
that's
mother and father is born September 17th.
Are you serious?
Right? So mathematically,
wow,
what's the odds of that? So again, we're talking
wow.
about divine beings, bringing in divine beings based on magnetism of mathematical calibrations. Like, life is perfect, y'all. Salute to y'all. I honor you. You wouldn't be a legend if you wasn't in the building this evening, and you wouldn't be in the building if you wasn't a legend. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the opportunity to see ourselves in one another.
Peace, family.